Okay, can everyone hear me? I feel like I've got sound coming through. Um, hello everybody, and welcome to another review stream brought to you by me, Tabletop Junkie. And today we are going to review a game that I've been actually eyeballing. Let's see, when was I eyeballing this? Wonder if I can pick up. It doesn't. Mm, It doesn't tell me when I bookmarked this, but I think it's been every point for a year now, and I've been actually wanting to show this off for some time. I've actually, because I'm a big Avatar, the Last Airbender fan. Didn't care much for the Legend of Korra, but I think it's just because the Last Airbender was so good, we just couldn't get out of that. And plus, Korra already knew some of her bending skills prior. I think there was something about that, but I'm not sure. So here we are. I gotta reorganize this tremendously. Give me 1 second. Not really prepared this morning. This was a stream that was kind of on a whim. Wasn't well planned. Hate to break it to people on that one. Wasn't well planned at all, but there we go. It kind of wasn't well planned because I am been super busy, so I definitely wanted to get two streams out today. Um, I've got to find time to go back to because I've got to get with the members of 540 and hang out with them regularly, and it's just like between that and everything else I got going on at home, it's like holy crap, I can't do it. So I've been eyeballing. I love Elemental D6, which we're gonna talk about here in a minute. Um, I've been always wanting to do something like with element bending or creation, which is basically like what this is, because you got the aeromancers, the hydromancers, the petromancers, the pyromancers. I ran a game around the time that I found this. Also ran a game of Avatar, The Last Airbender. Um, I had three people playing. One was a firebender, one was an airbender, and one was a waterbender, trying to find the new Avatar who was an earthbender at the time. So they went looking for him, but they ended up meeting each other. One was on his own ship, the other two, one was flying on her bison, um, and then one ended up actually on a canoe running into the one who had the ship. The firebender had the ship, the waterbender had a canoe, while the airbender had her own flying bison. But at the same time, some things happened to where she crash landed. So lots of issues. So I'm a big Avatar fan, and I know, yes, there's the Avatar Legends that are out. Hey, just missed the start. Is that the same system as the Ghostbusters will be? Yes, sort of. Sort of. This is a custom setting, which we will talk about this in a minute. You haven't missed much. I was just talking about how I ran Avatar The Last Airbender game using the Fate Core system. And yes, we used Fate Core at the time. I know there's Avatar Legends out, but I did some homework because the price for me for just the book, like once I buy one book, I have to buy them all. It's a collection. That's what games are. They're collections. You got to have whatever you got to have. Um so the problem that I ended up having is I've noticed on one site, which is very reliable because they sell a copy of it, and they allow you to do reviews. I think it at best it only got a 3.8, a 3.5 to a 3.8, which and then for the price of the book to get a hardcover plus a PDF copy is close to $100. That's the combo price. Because it by itself is like $35 for the digital, and it's $50 for that. So it's like if you were buy them If you were to buy them separately, it's like $85, $90. But I think it's like you save $5. I think it's like $80 if you get the combo. But that only gives you the core book with a PDF copy of the core book. To do a bundle where you get the core book and the main supplement that goes with it without any adventures and PDFs of both is like $115. I was looking at this last night and I'm just sitting here like, and I hear the supplement really does go well. And I'm sitting here going through it. So the biggest thing, the reason why so it had like over the website had a lot of reviews. It had like well, more than enough for me to listen. Let's put it that way. I read them all. Um, it literally only had like a a 5 star review and one 5 star, one 4 star, and then the rest were twos. Um, and I was like, oh my god, like that's a lot. Because there was more than just 111 for all of those. There was more than 3 reviews. There was like over 12 to 20 reviews, and literally after analyzing it and going through them, and I went through them with fine pick tooth comb multiple times, and I saw 1 5, 1 4, and then the rest were twos. I was like, oh my god, like no, I'm not even buying that or something like that. I think there was more fives in there, but the point is, so I did my own calculations and it only came to 3.8. It says 4.8 on that site, but I disagreed with it because there was a lot of 2 star reviews, and I'm like, there's no way you're getting a 4.8. Because there was there was like maybe four or five reviews that were 4 and 5 star. That's it, and that's split between them. That's not 4 or 5 reviews for 4 and then 4 or 5 reviews for that, because no, that'd be like 10. That'd be half. That'd be more than enough for me to buy the book at that price. But there was just a ton of things. So I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna really review this too much. So I decided to do an indie developer of Elemental D6. And this is a website you guys can go to, so it's free. She does ask, the person, his name is Caley. You can see her name on all of that. I'm not going to show it off too much. I'm not even going to share her last name. I think it's her. I hope it's not him. You know what? We're just going to say they. We're going to say they. So I wanted to do this because I'm a big person of just elements, like, fire, earth, water, and air. So yeah, I'm a big person of that. So here, this person has the entire compendium of the Wikio rules. They do have a patron that you can join. There is some levels of Patreon that you can pay this person per month, and that goes to help funding this site here, which I have to say, with what I've seen here today, I do recommend you guys doing that. If you guys are into supporting indie developers and definitely love what you guys see here today, please go in and please support this person because they are doing a good job. So we're not going to stay too long into this because I do have another stream in like 9 minutes, but I don't think we're going to get to it right away. But that's okay because we will get to it, and anyone who's going to tune into the next stream will know on this stream I'm going to be a little bit late because I'm doing this. I had some technical issues. So, all right, so they do have the rules about getting started and stuff like that, and I just love their take on it. So this is essentially the player's guide, where it welcomes you to Elemental D6. They do start with what is Elemental D6, and they explain it right here, including with the chakras, the 7 chakras that they do incorporate, and then they do incorporate the core classes, which there are 6 of them. Aeromancers for air, hydromancers for water, petromancers for earth, pyromancers for fire, martial artist, a martialist is what they call them, not martial artist, martialist, which is which is basically a person who trains their body, and a decimancer, which is a person who trains their mind. To become a decimancer, you gotta have someone who has trained with what you call a deshi, which are those who use their mind to manipulate the elements. Um, so it even says so right here. Uses Kai to manipulate the bonds between the elements, lightning, gravity, and telekinesis. Because there are elements between the elements. So it has 4 major abilities: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and resolves. You can generate them through the character creation. You do use it through dice pool. It does have talents. This is the talent tree. This is what you call a talent tree. So you do have these for each class. We're going to go into that. Skills. You also get to pick a few skill focuses, which represents your best skill and gives you bonuses when you roll these skills. I think the bonus, if you take it one time, it's a +1. If you take it twice, it's a +2. I'm still kind of learning this myself, so we are going to throw into some things. And then as you level up, you gain feats, and I just love this freaking artwork. Oh my god, like this artwork is like freaking amazing. And you know, her money goes into funding this and making sure that we have artwork for this. So, it goes into combat rounds, how to do combat initiatives, and what are segments, because you got to fill those out on the character sheets. You got full, standard, move, and swift. There is a limit to how many actions you can take per round. Full, and then you can do a standard move or a move plus move. You can do 2 moves, a standard plus move, or full. A full is a major action that requires the majority of your focus. So, yep. Attacking and defending, and then some next steps, and then it even has this. She does have her own. This person does have their Discord. I am currently on their Discord. I kind of maybe should have told them I was going to do a review on their game, but I didn't think they would mind. As that I am promoting them here. And if you guys hear stomping in the background, sorry, someone came to my door when it says "Do not disturb." I am really getting tired of the lack of respect in this house. I have an office, but yet people still come to it like they are free, like they can freely do it. Sorry. All right, getting off track here. You know, they can hear me talking to someone, but then yet they're still gonna come and knock on the freaking door. All right, so anyway, yep, this is pretty good artwork. I even love some of the grayscale artwork. Like, I believe this would be uncolored grayscale artwork. So, yep, I am on their Discord, because I've just been kind of studying this for a while now. Hopefully I understand it. I don't have a whole lot of time to, I don't have a whole lot of time to study this one especially, because you know I have other games I have to do reviews on, such as TLGs, which I haven't done a TLG review in a while, so I'm kind of due for one. But anyway, moving on. So last night I made like 3 characters, which one we will use in today. I made Axel Krim. He was modeled after characters that my son makes for tabletop, because my son is trying to get into the creative side of tabletop, but he's not quite there yet. Of course, he is just starting out in tabletop gaming a little bit. Oh, I gotta take a drink. All right, so you have the getting started rules, and then they do talk about, in the rules, they do talk about how to go into combat, which is pretty standard. Each player and NPC takes their turn in order of initiative ranking. Dude, I just love that. Like, I wonder if that's a bunch of pyromancers just learning how to do it, or they might be at war. I don't know what you call that. We know that these are pyromancers, the ones in the robes in red. I wonder if I can blow that up. Oh, heck yeah. It looks like they're either sparring or they're fighting against each other. I'm not sure which. But it looks amazing. So, initiative is your dex modifier plus intelligence modifier plus 4. Which you actually have that on the character sheet. We're going to show that off here in a little bit as well. I actually love the character sheet. And, so, yeah. And it goes into I mean, if you guys know anything about tabletop gaming, it goes into breaking a tie in initiatives, surprise rounds, actions declared before combat. You know, basic rules for tabletop. So this person must be a tabletop extraordinaire, because they know the formulas. And now this person uses their own forms of measurement, which I like, because it's like it gives you the ability to play in a scene or to use maps, and it actually gives you an idea of that. For instance, the speed formula is 3H. 3H means 3 hexes per segment, or 15 feet, which, so you could actually translate that yourself instead of, oh, hey, 15 feet. Well, if every hex is 5 feet, divide, this person does it automatically for you. So, yeah. Movement actions, move, dash, dodge, swim. I mean, just a bunch of stuff you can go into. This I did not find this until today. I love it. I have a character that can move 30 feet, but it was saying stuff about 2 segments, 1 segment, and then dodge for 1 segment. This is pretty much that. So it's like, yep, I can move for 2 segments. I can move 30 feet, 3 each per, or 15 feet per. 1 segment, if I do a dash, is, oh no, it's that would be 3H per, I'm assuming. Alright, anyway, moving on. And dash is only for 1 segment, so it's 4H, and then dodge 1 segment, which is 2H. Which is 4X's and 2X's. And it talks about cover. And they even have their own line about how it works. Player, obstacle, cover, no sight, stuff like that. Leverage, cool, It does talk about cooldown because these abilities have cooldowns, such as also advantages and leverage. It's really cool. We're going to get into some of that stuff. We're not going to get into all of it, but we're going to get into some of it. All right. So then it talks about how damage works. Hit dice, I missed that part. I did make my characters a little rough. So it says here, when generating HP, you roll the allotted dice pool, which I will show you guys how to do that, and you count 4, 5, and 6. I only counted 5s and 6s. So all my characters have low HP, but I did it all for that, so it should level itself off. Generally, so the way it works, you only, when you roll dice in a dice pool, you only count the 5s and 6s. That's the rule that this person has. In some cases, it does say 4, but they do also have that on the character sheet. They just didn't have it for hit points, so I was a little confused. On a hit is when you got 4 or more dice that are 6s and are considered a critical hit. Also, critical rolls automatically hit, grant advantage on the damage formula. Double the non-dice portion of the damage formula. Convert all die to exploding dice. I mean, probably all die that are 6s. You may re-roll all damage dice that are a 1. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, they put a lot of thought into this. A lot of thought. Hit points is counted as also per species. I like that. Additionally, at level 1, you receive a bonus 66 hit points. I messed that one up too. May have to correct that. Because I have 3d6 plus the modifier, but then you also get a bonus of 6d6. So, they're supposed to have a lot more than what they have. Make for quick deaths. Missed that one too. Well, you missed some things. Alright, and then they also go into feats, which you can get at later times. This just reminds me so much of just a combination of Avatar, but some really cool fantasy. But I like it. I like what we see here. We'll have to get into feats later. There's a lot of them. Keystones. Okay, so key energy flows within the body, and the flow can be enhanced by physical contact with objects whose key energy has been aligned. And keystones do apply to your 7 keys that you do have. So if you go through this one, it tells you, okay, so the following table lists which gems can be aligned to the different chakras, such as Lotus is diamond, Malonite, obsidian, and pearl. Secondary, which is not, I think the primary gems and secondary gems are, it doesn't say, but I'm not sure if it if the secondary works like weaker than the primary. It's hard to say what it does. Maybe if we go down. No, it does not say. Huh. That might be a question I may have to ask. It might just be compatible. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Who knows? I love this part. Um, I mean, I like the battle, but the battle's like, as you can see, you got the grapple, the trip, the disarm, all pretty standard. All right, so anyway, let's get into the best part. So the worlds around this is not just one world. This is a galaxy. Um, Galactic lore. Let me look up here. So you get different species. Let me see. So this is a map that they made. Freaking amazing. This is chock full of stuff. So yeah, this isn't just one planet. This is like many planets. Now see, Axel Krim is from. I don't know if I can show you. It might be too big. Nope, I can't show you. Nope, I won't be able to show you, so that's okay. One, I can't find it. He's from the Sol plate. He's from a planet called Terra, which is in the Sol system. So yeah, this deals with like space. That's why the cover art. That's why I love the cover art. It fits it so perfectly. Okay, so here's the core classes we're going to go into. So you got the Aeromancers, which is basically air. Each class and level has its own base attack bonus and base defense bonus. You get 6 talent points that you can actually customize your talents with. That you get to pick 2 talents, 1 skill focus, and then this is because it's an arrow class. Movement speed is a plus 5 feet. I made a Pyromancer, so let's go to Pyromancer real quick. That's what I made. So this is what I got. I got 6 talent points, 2 talents, and 1 skill focus. My main talents I picked is Fire Blast and Wild Aggression. This is what it looks like. So it's a very easy card. And then I can use the talent points to basically do one of the 4. So I can spend 1 talent point to increase the range by 10 feet. Maximum range is only 120, so I can't go over that. I can spend 1 point. That's what these like little things here mean. That's 1 point, 2 points. At least that's what I'm assuming. That's how they're listed everywhere. So I can spend 1 point and increase the speed by 1 hex up to a maximum to 18 only. So it does. So this actually starts out at 30 feet or 8 hexes. I can only go up to 10 more hexes. Or I can spend 2 and increase the dice bonus of the offensive and defensive formulas by 1d6, or increase the dice bonus of the damage formula by 1d6, but it has cost. And then my other one is Wild Aggression, which is a swift action. You have the freedom to your aggression, letting your raw ki and fuel to fuel your strength, which gives you a temporary +2 bonus to your strength for 1 round. And yeah, you could also spend 1 point and reduce the cooldown by 1 round to a minimum of 6 rounds. It's 12 rounds to do that. Or I can increase the ability bonus from +2 to +4. Requires 8 levels in Pyromancer, and then this is 12. So yeah, there are restrictions, and it's like that for every class. So artwork is good, and this is what a talent tree looks like. We showed you the example of that. So yeah, awesome. There's a game master place, and then my last but not least, we got to go into the character sheet here, and the character sheet. Now, this character sheet it's got 4, but it's what it takes to incorporate. I love the fact that they did manage to incorporate some calligraphy into this. I mean, it's pretty freaking awesome. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. So, got to go ahead and check it out. To be honest, I'm not familiar with avatar setting to the point that the name immediately brings Space Smurfs to mind. Well, this is different. This is independent from that, so that's the good thing. You don't have to be familiar with that setting. The one thing that I love about Elemental D6 is it does incorporate the martialist, which deals more with like physical raw strength, key pull sense. This is kind of like the closest thing you're going to get to a real monk from fantasy games. And then the Decimancer, which is psychic, which was never actually in. None of that was actually in Avatar. That they did more with 4 elements, and then apparently spirit bending. Just yeah, this is way better in my book. As far as story goes, I'm a big fan of Avatar, but as a game, closest thing I think you're going to get to the real life flow of fighting is going to be Elemental D6. So they do got Advent classes, which I always call them advanced classes though too. You got Air Adept, Animancer, which is like more like, think of them as the prestige classes from like 3.5 edition and or that. Like the Air Adept, you got to at least have 10 classes in a core. So you got to have 10 levels in a core class, and then you get to pick these. So I freaking love this. And then you get additional talents bonuses with 1 talent. The trees are not that much more different from... I think the only thing that you get close to is the Animancer. The Animancer is basically, you want to be like the Avatar. This is the closest you're going to get to it. And it's weird because you got to follow this flow chart here of all the elements. So you got to follow. This one. I'm not sure when this one can connect to this one. Let me see here. Storm Spirit. Should say. Storm Spirit. You requires bind air, bind fire, and intelligence score 4 at minimum. Nice. You can create a fusion of elementals of spirit that are both air and fire. Yeah, that's pretty much cool. I'm aware of the last. That's yes. So yeah, I think. Wow, that's like a lot. So yeah, that's like the closest you get to it. But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna probably do that. I'm gonna do a solo game with this and see how I like the flow of it. See if the flow works as much as it works, and then go through with the rules and show and demonstrate how this works. And there's more classes here. You guys can see them. We're not gonna show off everything. There's even a rule set. There's many people in on this project. The main creator, their name is Caley. Or Caley. I hope I'm not butchering their name. I'm sorry. If I am. If you guys see, if you see the stream, I do apologize ahead of time. That's not my intention. So my intentions are all right. So Elemental D6. Where do we go with this? Well, let me explain this. Artwork is a prime. Information is a big thing. So we see art, we see information. 2 thumbs up for that. Thumbs up for the flow of the work. Matches everything that you really want, and it's not like you really lose interest. It's not like there's not enough art, right? So I'm gonna give it 3 thumbs up for that. So far, no thumbs down, no neutral thumbs, and it is still currently, and I believe it's an active active site. There has been updates back. I've seen updates back from April, and actually, I think they actually show you their to-do list of what they do. This is what that is. So they actually keep you up to date. They do show you the change log where the changes are made, which they don't have to show you that. So it looks like the Floromancer talent tree was added 7:30. They've added a new settlement. Look at this. This is actively work. Yeah, this is all 2023. So this is an active thing. So I'm going to say thumbs up for that. It's being changed or added to. Maybe not changed, just added to. So I am loving the flow of it. So another thumbs up. So as far as I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give it 5 thumbs up, no neutral, no thumbs down. This is 100% recommended. You guys gotta try out, and I'm gonna try it out here in a few minutes. I'm already like 7 minutes late to the other stream, but it's fine. It's my stream anyway. They even added ships in here. Like, there's ships that you could flow through there. Oh, I forgot to show you the best part. You get to choose species. And they have a ton of things. I love the work. So Crimson, Axel Crimson is a human from Terra. And the place that he's from is called Ebby. I think it's Ebby. We're going to find out in a minute because I'm going to share that story. And they actually share sort of, there's a small space, a small settlement of what you call the Kara. Kara. Yep. Which they're from the Kara Union. I wonder if there's any information on that. So, the Kara Union is unique among the Galactic Empire. It is barely even called the Empire, while there are sparse, discrete systems of law and structure within the Union. There is very little direct governance of hierarchical authority schemes. Adhering to the path laid out by the Stone Song, the Kara have very little disharmony within the societies. As a counterpoint, the Kara do not have collective goals, and they are almost never expand their empire by conquest. They do occasionally colonize new systems, though this is very rare. They seem like peaceful people. Peaceful people. So we share. Give me a second. We share space with the Kara and a settlement. So maybe we'll take on a chicken or something. We'll see. We'll see how well Axel Crimson does. So, that's all I have at this time. I definitely give Elemental D6 a definite try. It's got my 100% vote. Now, I mean, it's currently being expanded on, so I can't give it a 9 out of 10. I have to give it a 10 out of 10 because it's not something that is one single book. It is an entire website. So, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. That's the professional self-made. Now, books I'm a little harsh on because you do put money into that. Any chance you can stick a link in the description? Yep, I'm going to stick the link in the description as well so everyone can explore and look into this world and see where this goes. So definitely would like to, put this out there and promote this person, the owner, and all the people involved. Bravo. You guys score a 10 out of 10 in my book. At any point, if they do publish and release books, I might be a little harsh on the information but I'm still going to give it a 9 out of 10 regardless. So, the professional me, 10 out of 10. The fanboy me, 10 out of 10. The rule person, the logical person who doesn't believe in perfection, 9 out of 10. Regardless of which, there's your averages. So, what is that, like a 9.5 average? 9.5, I mean, I do out of 10, so that was like 29 out of 3 different scores, so 9.7. I mean, no matter what, this is definitely highly recommended. So, well, that's everything I have at this time. I got to move over to the other stream. It is shared, so everyone please jump over. And remember to work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. Have a great and wonderful evening or morning.
Why don't you shut up?
You shut up!